Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Vicki Show today. We are so pleased that you have joined us. We have much to discuss, dear family, and a short amount of time to get there, as today is Wednesday. And as many of you know, on Wednesday evenings, I also conduct my weekly VIP mastermind class where I'm dropping spiritual jewels once a week. And you have direct access to me there where you can ask questions and I answer them for you. And you can sign up at clubvicki.com. That's clubvicki.com for the first 30 days. We're still doing a rock bottom special for $1 whole for the first 30 days. I'm telling you, it's well worth your time, even thereafter. Just know that when you sow to the Spirit, you reap of the Spirit. We're going to be talking about some recent comments that Kanye West made recently about how white media destroys and destroyed Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, and R. Kelly. I'm ready for us to talk about that today. Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Instagram, get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com because I'm going to need to use this device very quickly. Dear family, a little bit of housekeeping as you come in. Please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. You can also text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Again, you can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live. Also, we have a store at shopfnq.com where you can get all types of apparels. If you're looking for birthday gifts, if you are looking even for a housewarming gift, congratulations to someone, a graduation gift for the woman in your life, the young lady in your life, go to shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. And one more thing, we also have a school where I make available for you Black folk who are business owners who are involved in the business world that teach you how to start your own Black business. And or for those of you that want to have a side company. It is so important in this time that you have multiple streams of income. That's so important in our demand for liberation for Black folk. Why is that so important for our demand for liberation? It's important, beloved, because if all of your income is tethered to your open enemy and members of the dominant society who are oppressing you, then that leaves very little time for you to do the work of freedom. That means you're going to be limited in what you say. Some of y'all don't even feel comfortable saying certain things on social media or supporting some of us because you are still a slave, but you just have on invisible chains. Somebody talk Black to me. So in order for you to have the necessary freedom to do what you need to do, beloved, it's important that you have an additional stream of income. Thank you all so much for your kind words. Those of you that are saying this is going to be a classic, to others of you that are saying that you look beautiful today. Thank you all so much. Shout out from Africa, South Africa, that said that, and so many others. Thank you so much, family. I don't want you to think that I ignore your comments. You overwhelm me, and in fact, many of you make me blush with your kind words and compliments. Thank you so very much. But I want to get right into it because I'm determined today to not spend too much time there so that I can properly transition to my clubvicki.com mastermind class, a session that I have tonight, which again, you can be a part of still at clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. Let's get started. You'll excuse me. I take all kinds of medicines and stuff, and so it makes my mouth really, really dry. And so just before I came on, I was having some little medical stuff going on. So sometimes, by the way, that's why I'm late. But we're here nonetheless. So thank you for allowing me to finish with my mint. So let's get started. Kanye West recently came out. Today, in fact, is when I saw this article. Condemning, indicting white media specifically for the destruction of powerful Black men and their careers. Yes. I want to say to you, beloved, off the top, I want to address the obvious right now. What do I mean I want to address the obvious? We know that Kanye West under Donald Trump's administration has manifested traits, behaviors, and statements that make him look like he is out of his mind and stuff. It was a complete and total turnoff when he was rolling around with that Make America Great hat on. It was, in some folks' mind, completely humiliating when he, was hugged up all on Donald Trump, and of course his decision to marry into the KKK. What do you mean the KKK? Y'all know I'll be talking about them Kardashians and stuff. What's their name? Chloe, Kim, and Courtney. Somebody talk black to me. Y'all and that white woman. That's the KKK right there. That's the KKK. And so there were a few things that were very off-putting about our brother. But then I began to think on a few things. Shout out to you, Erica, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Your deputy friend is really trying to get you to speak to the women in prison. I told her to email you. Yes, tell her to email me on my contact page on my website at MissVickiTV.com, MissVickiTV.com, or to send a formal letter to my address there, because I know so many of you reach me on my contact page for my website. By the way, let me just quickly say, you all have sent me so much fan mail. I don't really want to say the word fan mail because you all are family. And it has literally blown my mind. And so I shout out many of you on my Instagram page at Vicki X Dillard and Twitter at Dillard Vicki. So, beloved, if I don't send you a card in the mail, which I do quite a few of you, if I have your address, my medical aid actually assists me in preparing those for you because I love you so much and I am overwhelmed by your extraordinary kindness. Again, you can get my information at MissVickiTV.com because so many of you have responded and asked, and I don't like to give too much of my personal information here, so you can find that on my contact page at MissVickiTV.com. But I just want to say thank you, and I do some shout outs there on my Instagram page a lot too at at Vicki X Dillard on Instagram, Vicki X Dillard. Back to Kanye. So I wanted to address the obvious, that there were certain things he said, behaviors he's manifested that were very problematic for Black people. Excuse me. But I want my intelligent Black people to tune in right now. I want my spiritually intelligent Black folk to listen to what I have to say. I've taught you on a number of occasions that when someone tries to paint one of ours, somebody talk black to me, I'm already swinging the braids. I'm already swinging my braids, my curly braids. I've always taught you that whenever someone members of the dominant society, member of the oppressive class, white supremacists in particular, whenever they have something to say about one of us, I have tried to emphasize the importance of separating white America's complaints with those that the Black community make. So white people, I want you to know once again, hashtag MYOWB, hashtag MYOWB, Black family. White people, this is for you. I want you to understand that you don't get to weigh in on family business. You don't get to weigh in on family business. Mind your own white business. I want to be very, very clear on that. And the other thing I want you to understand, dear family, that I've taught you is that whenever someone has something slanderous to say about somebody Black that's a member of the dominant society, white supremacy class, we always say, what? Who told you that? I don't care how legitimate their complaint about one of us is. We are at war, and as you have learned, they weaponize everything. There's always an ulterior motive by our open enemy when they have something to say about one of us. And so when they're soliciting your opinion, when they're trying to figure out what you think about something, it's because they're trying to find an acceptable Sambo, an acceptable, as some would call it, an acceptable coon, an acceptable mammy, an acceptable bones and biscuits to hide behind and to utilize as their mouthpiece. You have to understand that your issue with Kanye is not the issue that they have with him. Now, what do you mean, Vicki? Just like in the beginning, in the book of Genesis, where it says this is just one revelation of the book of Genesis. There are multiple interpretations and multi-dimensional understanding of the book. But one understanding of the book is when the creator was walking, it says, in the cool of the day in the garden, looking for Adam and the woman. When he came upon them, after making inquiry of their whereabouts, they made it clear, Adam, that they were hiding from him because they were naked. And because he, at that point, had not divulged that information, he said, "Who told you that? Who told you you were naked?" He knew that an enemy had been in their ear based on what they said. So he asked the question, "Who told you that?" And of course, we know the answer, the serpent. Lord have mercy. What am I saying? I am saying to you that whenever media tries to paint our brother Kanye in a certain light, whenever they complain about him, whenever they're calling him crazy, when they're calling him out of his name and these kinds of things, baby, your complaint, your problem with him, we ain't never finna high five you and say that's right. God, today. Instagram, get ready to come on over because I'm gonna need my hand free so I can hit this gavel. And I'm getting ready to use it to pull up some receipts. Y'all know I believe in receipts. Somebody talk black to me. Did you all hear what I just said? You don't high five your open enemy when they have something to say about one of ours, even if you agree secretly in your heart. There's no high fiving. There's no that's right. Because as I told you, they weaponize everything. And there's an ulterior motive to everything that they're doing, including your agreement. Now that I've said that, I want to give you what I call the Hussein theory. Instagram, you don't want to miss this. Come on over to flynewbeingqueentv.com because I'm going to need to use this as an excerpt. I want to say this, and then I'm going to read you what Kanye said. But I have to set this up because some of you all are saying that Kanye is crazy. Kanye, is acting like a Sambo and all these other kinds of things. And all of those things may have a level of truth to it. I can see why you would be upset about some of that. But I want to show you what's happening on a higher plane right now. This is bigger even than Kanye. And I want to be able to break that down for you. And because Kanye invoked the name Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, and because he said the white media took them down, I want to say amen. And I want to give you some receipts. And at the beginning, I want to say this. Kanye has a song entitled, Jesus Walks With Me. Ah, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Jesus walks with me. Indeed, he does. Indeed, he does. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what the issue is. But it ain't that white Jesus. It's that Jesus that the federal government said that they were worried about. God, today. It's the Jesus that J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about. I need my moderator to let me know if you can see me okay, because I'm seeing some folk claim that there's problems buffering. If you're having problems, family, first of all, always try to clear out your device. Always try to clear out your device. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. So let me know if you all can see me okay. And Instagram, come on over to flynewbeingqueentv.com. Okay, everybody else saying I'm good. Tanya, you need to, everybody else is saying I'm good. So one of my moderators is saying, okay. More people are saying good. So some folks are saying no. Everybody else is saying good. So I'm going to keep going. So please check your device. Please clear your own devices out. I'm going to keep going. Let me get ready to post this right now. And while I'm doing that, family, while I'm doing that, keep liking and sharing. Keep liking and sharing. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. On the count of three, please hit that thumbs up button. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm hoping everybody can hear me okay. Let me see. I'm going to use my device just to see if I can flip really quick to see. Okay, looks like I can see myself, so hopefully you all can see me okay. All right, let's get going. Okay, let's keep going. For those of you that can still see me, I'm just going to continue to go because I don't know what else to say for those of you that can't see me because there are others. So please clear your devices, family. I'm going to move on and just trust God that at the right time, the right people will hear the broadcast. So other people keep saying they can see me, so I'm going to keep going. All right, family, let's talk. Now, Kanye came out and said this. Here's the article. Okay, Kanye just came out and said this about white media. Getting it right here. Looks like it just cleared out on me. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're going to make it work, fam. We're going to make it do what it do. Okay, so this was in XXL magazine. And it says Kanye West accuses white media of taking down R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Michael Jackson. It reads, Kanye is calling out white media for their treatment of R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. This morning, which is today, Yeezy hopped back on Twitter to share his thoughts on white media and their handling of Kelly, Cosby, and Jackson. Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, and wait for it, that's a quote from Kanye. And R. Kelly had documentaries made or were taken down by white media. There has never been a black media company that would take down a white celebrity. It goes on to say all three men have been accused of sexual misconduct. The article says all three men have been accused of sexual misconduct, and there have been individual documentaries made about each of them and their actions. The documentary Bill Cosby, Fall of an American Icon, was made in 2017 and chronicled the currently incarcerated actor, comedian's criminal trial for sexual assault following the first allegations that were made against him. It talks about Cosby being accused of about 60 some odd women of all kinds of things. So listen, I'm skipping down. Now it's talking about the 2019 film, which was made called Leaving Neverland, which focuses on two men named Wade Robinson and James Safechuck, who claimed they were sexually abused by Jackson as children. It talks about the documentary premiered at the Sundance Film Festival last year and aired on HBO in 2 parts. Watch this. Listen. That same year, Dream Hampton, and of course the article is clear. They love to throw out the fact that Dream Hampton, a black woman journalist, that's the problem with you bed wenches. Yes, I said it. That's the problem with you bed wenches. When you spread open and wide your career legs for your zaddies against your own people. That same year, Dream Hampton, the black woman journalist activist and filmmaker, created the Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly, detailing the sexual abuse allegations made by underage girls against the embattled singer. The following month, in February of 2019, Kelly was charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse for crimes that took place between 1998 and 2010. The charges stem from encounters from 4 victims, blah, 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 blah. It reads continuously. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. Kanye has come to Michael Jackson's defense before. It says that he did so during an interview for ID magazine with Pharrell earlier this year. Black culture we used to be fronting all night, but Michael was doing stuff that was different to what we were programmed to understand as being what we should do, he said in part. He bought the Beatles back catalog. That was Mike Jackson right there, which is true. Are y'all hearing me today? That's the gist of that part of the article that I want to read. So he makes it clear, Kanye, that white media is what has been working to destroy these powerful black men. Are you all hearing me okay? All right, they're telling me not to listen to these trolls and that they can hear me okay. The reason I want us to put aside and to deal, let me say this real quick, and deal with the Hussein theory. What do I mean by the Hussein theory? Do y'all know who this is? I'm sure you do. Who's this fellow with the military uniform on and the brown? Who's this guy right there? Does he look familiar to you? Does he look familiar to you? If most people can see me, family, let's just leave it at that. If you can't, I'm sorry. Just click off and watch one of the other queens later. I can't worry about it right now because I don't want to be distracted. If you can't see it, I'm sorry. Click off. Just click off. That's right. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein. Why am I pulling up Saddam Hussein? The reason why I'm pulling up Saddam Hussein, and I want us to take a principle from that, from our relationship with Saddam Hussein, is I want you to remember this. It's talking about the fact that this article I'm reading from gulfnews.com. It says that the disastrous American invasion of Iraq was orchestrated by a small group of dedicated foreign policy professionals within the administration of George W. Bush. Y'all remember that, right? The war criminal. We call him credibly alleged war criminal. That is George W. Bush, right? Who were convinced that America needed more aggressive foreign policy. I'm going to skip past all this and I want you to listen to this part. It talks about the fact that how George Bush, worked with Vice President Dick Cheney. And of course, you all know the others that he ended up working with, Donald Rumsfeld at the time. He was the defense secretary and so forth and so on. It says that they used the terrorist attack of 9/11 to reduce American foreign policy into a disastrous single focus on fighting terror. And they were all well aware that invading Afghanistan was not going to do much for the American interest. Why am I reading that? Keep listening. The irony was that Saddam had been a close American ally ever since Ayatollah Khomeini's Islamic Revolution in Iran removed the Shah, yes, in 1979 and all through during the 1980s. Why am I reading that to you? I'm reading that to you, beloved family, because Saddam Hussein was a friend of America. But the moment he did something that the government didn't like, they all of a sudden painted him into this crazy terrorist lunatic, which gave them the doorway into invading unjustly his country, right? So what I'm trying to get you to understand by mentioning Saddam Hussein right now is that even though, as it's been said before, Saddam Hussein might have been considered to be a bastard, he was America's bastard. Somebody talk black to me. Until he wasn't. I'm trying to let you know that this is how your government regularly do black men in this country and black women. But we're specifically talking about some of the black men that they have taken down in recent history. Are y'all hearing me today? That's right, including Saddam Hussein. That's exactly right. Saddam Hussein was cool with America. He sure was. Saddam was cool with America until he wasn't. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Now watch this. We've got to be careful because it is how America gets down when they want to paint our men, our people, a certain way when they have an agenda. Are you hearing me? If you will remember concerning Michael Jackson, because I want to remind you all of some facts here, okay? I want to remind you of some facts here. Kanye specifically mentions Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby. I want to give you a few facts that pertain to those men to let you know that Kanye on that issue isn't crazy. And the reason I want to differentiate some of the statements that Kanye says and how we have to examine stuff that he says case by case is because they're starting to paint Kanye as crazy and utilize little things that he says and does and keep that before our face. So if he does say something that's important or something that's useful or something that's powerful, because we've called him crazy, we're not going to listen to some of the truth of what he says. You understand? Because they've called him crazy. And because they're showing us certain images of Kanye and bombarding us with things that they don't like about him, if he does say something that is useful and that's powerful, and he uses his large platform to push something that's important, they know it doesn't even matter if he's telling the truth, but because they painted him as a nut, they know that we're going to filter whatever truth he says through the lens of how the white media paints him. Are y'all hearing me today? Did you all hear what I just said? Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Now, I need you all to walk with me today. And I'm going to try to get there quickly. And I'm hoping that everything, is clear up in terms of with whatever it is that social media has been doing to our to the Vicki show. And, some of our people saying they can't see me and all of the interruptions that we've been having. I'm trying to get to it without too many more distractions. So again, if you can't see me, I'm sorry. But if the most of you can see me, I'm going to keep going. Otherwise, I'll cut this off because I don't want to be distracted by so many people saying that they can't see. That's very disturbing. And if you can't see me, there's no reason for me to be talking if you can't see me or if there's too many interruptions. Now, because Kanye specifically mentioned Michael Jackson, I want us to talk about Michael Jackson. All right, family, I'll keep going. And I want you again to let's look at the veracity of some of his statements that he recently made. This is a fellow that I want you to tell me if you know who this is. Does anybody know who this guy is? I'm trying to cover his name so you don't see it right away. Does anybody know who this funny looking fella is? Does anybody know who this funny looking fellow is? That guy, that's right, Motown House. This fellow, his name is David Geffen. This fellow's name is David Geffen. You all, some of you all that are some of my day ones that have been watching me for a long time, you know I did a complete exposition on this. And so I'm going to do some reminders on this. This fellow is David Geffen. Now, very briefly, his bio says he's an American business magnate, producer, film studio executive, and philanthropist. Geffen co-created Asylum Records in 1971 with Elliot Roberts, Geffen Records in 1980, DGC Records in 1990, and DreamWorks SKG in 1994. Some estimates have him worth, he's 77 years of age now, and some estimates have him worth now about $9.1 billion. David Geffen. Are you with me? Are you with me? So this is how your media describes this fellow. Are you with me? So that's what it is. Now that we have a little simple bio of who this guy is, I want to tell you that that fellow at one time was considered to be Michael Jackson's best friend. at one time. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Vicki Show, notwithstanding the many days we've been having issues with YouTube, with my show. I hope that we can get this settled here pretty soon, but we're going to keep moving forward. And maybe some of you all can watch the replay later if you're having problems. But that David Geffen was considered to be a very good friend of Michael Jackson's at one time until he wasn't. Michael Jackson, beloved family, was said to have been invited to a pool party that some of these freaky deaky Hollywood sexual deviants would have with young boys at these parties. Y'all need to go with me real quick. By the way, the thoughts and opinions that are expressed by me may not necessarily be those of FlyNubianQueenTV.com or our affiliates. So they used to have little parties where they would have young boys at these parties, right? And at one particular party, as it goes, as it's reported in this book called Michael and Me. Let me show you what the cover of this book looks like. Called Michael and Me, written by Shana Mangatal, excuse me. Shana Mangatal, I always mangle her name. That's the cover. You see that? This young lady wrote a book. And while we cannot attest to every single thing that she may have written in the book, a portion of the book we're lifting today is important because she recounts a story in her book about Michael and Me. She states in her book, Michael and Me, that Michael Jackson told her that the beginning of his problems with his former best friend, David Geffen, began at one of these little sexual deviant, inappropriate parties with these little young teenagers and stuff. These young boys, young handsome boys at these little pool parties. And allegedly, in the book, she says that Michael says that David Geffen, here's another picture of him. That's the cover of another book that was written about him called The Operator. At the top of this book, by the way, I'll go there in just a moment. He's there with a picture of who is that? That's David Geffen and Bill Clinton. We're going to go there in a minute. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Listen. So they go on to discuss. She says, Michael Jackson tells her that at this pool party that Mike was invited to, because this wasn't his party. That's what these funny looking campers was out there doing. Somebody talk black to me. She says that David Geffen made a pass at Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton's friend. Somebody talk black to me. Let me show you another picture to make it make sense. Here's another picture that some of you all may have seen before, because you all know I believe in giving okra and kale that work. There's a reason why they disgust me. This is Gayle King, and Gayle's son is there and their friend. Let me point this way. Oprah, and that's David Geffen. Oprah celebrated her 65th birthday party on his mega yacht, David Geffen's mega yacht. Y'all see that? There he is with his funny looking self. Y'all thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. At the bottom of your screen, you can hit that share button and copy the link, and you can share it out to other people. Share it out to other people. Yes, Tanya T, he sure did. And I've given him credit before, many times before on my previous show. But you're watching the Vicki show today, so keep listening. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I always give credit, and I always sell books for other people. God, today. So follow me today. Follow me, follow me. And so Oprah is buddies with him. That's recent history. And Michael Jackson used to be best friends with him until he wasn't. So David Geffen made a sexual pass at Michael Jackson, according to the writer in this book, Michael and Me, the cover I just showed you. Miss Mangatall, Shayna Mangatall. She says that Michael Jackson told her that was the beginning of their problems. Now, according to some reports of those that are close to David Geffen, Michael Jackson, after David Geffen felt rebuffed and after, obviously rebuffing and rejecting his advances, they said that David Geffen, they said, is known for being very petty. And so he silently, don't miss this, it said that he then silently became an enemy of Michael Jackson after Michael rebuffed his advances. Are you with me? After such an incident, alleged incident that seems to have an air or a ring of truth to it, you found that there was a campaign to make Michael Jackson look like he was out of his mind. One such example, an article that I pulled up, and thank God for Dr. Wesley, because I took that reference from him and obviously did my own research and pulled it up, did my whole previous show, completely told you guys the inspiration for the previous show and the receipts. I pulled up this article after our brother mentioned much of this. An article from the New York Post from 2003. So 17 years ago, I pulled up this article, and I want you to look at the title of this piece. Do you all see the title of this news article that they're about Michael Jackson? It says Jacko's voodoo curses. Y'all see that? It talks about, listen to what the first paragraph said. This is from March 4th, 2003. It says, just when you thought Wacko Jacko could not get any more bizarre, a new report says Michael Jackson hired an African voodoo chief to put a death curse on Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. That was the other Michael Jackson's. They said that Michael Jackson, it's alleged that Michael Jackson had an enemy list of 25 people, and the top two was David Geffen and the other was Steven Spielberg. But listen to this New York Post, the first few sentences. It says, just when you thought Wacko Jacko, because that's what they label Michael Jackson as, could not get any more bizarre, a new report says Michael Jackson hired an African voodoo chief to put a death curse on Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. And the king of pop sealed the deal by bathing in sheep's blood and having dozens of cows slaughtered, according to a story in the April issue of Vanity Fair. So New York Post is quoting Vanity Fair saying that Michael Jackson went to a voodoo priest to put a voodoo chief to put a curse on David Geffen. Listen, and Michael Spielberg. And that he sealed the deal by bathing in sheep's blood and having dozens of cows slaughtered. It says Jackson began his quest for revenge by forking, listen now, listen. Jackson began his quest for revenge by forking over $150,000 to a witch doctor named Baba, who put a hex on the Hollywood bigs 3 years ago in Switzerland, the mag says. It goes on to talk about how they strengthened the curse and all this other kinds of stuff. Why am I reading this to you? Why am I showing you this? Why am I letting you know that several publications, including Vanity Fair and others, did hit pieces like this on Michael Jackson to make him look crazy, and then they labeled him Jacko, Wacko Jacko. This is warfare, family. This is how your open enemy does warfare. They first paint you as a nut and as crazy. Are y'all hearing me? Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Hopefully you all can still see and hear me okay. If it's messing up on you now, watch the replay later. If it's messing up on you, watch the replay later, beloved. There's some things that's beyond our control. I can't do anything about that. Clear your device or watch the replay later. As much as I want you all to tune in, because you've been having so many problems for the last few days, reports of problems with my show, there's nothing I can do about it. So I don't want to be distracted by those comments. If you're having problems, just clear out and just, watch the replay or don't worry about it. Okay? Now watch this. Watch this. So, this is what they do now. They try to make the Bill Cosbys of the world, the Michael Jacksons of the world, and yes, even R. Kelly, and even right now, Kanye to a certain degree look like a nut. Are y'all hearing me? It's important, family, because I can remember some of you, when I say you, some black folk, you guys were referring to Michael Jackson as a pedophile and saying that he is strange acting and how you wouldn't feel comfortable having your children around him. That may be true, but when you say those kinds of things out loud and you start those same talking points as your open enemy, you give legitimacy to unverified claims and you help to strengthen such allegations. And you may not know it, but you contribute to that type of thing. And let me tell you something. When you participate in the character assassination of a black man, you may not know it, but to a degree, you are also complicit in their actual assassination. Somebody talk black to me. Before a physical attempt is often made on someone's life, they first push a narrative. There's an assassination attempt first. And what makes your open enemy so successful in their assassination, in their ultimate attempts to take that individual out, is when you also participate and call your own a nut and an idiot and all this other kind of stuff. You must learn to separate in-house issues, issues that black folk have with each other, family business, as I call it. You must separate that from the issue that your open enemy is. That's why I told you in the beginning of the show, if white folks are saying that Kanye is crazy, you better shut up. Even if you think he is. You don't high-five them saying that out loud. Because they weaponize everything. And I pulled up this article because I didn't just want to have a reference from Brother Wesley to mention to you. I pulled that up because I wanted you to actually see this piece by Bill Hoffman, written March 4th, 2003, that actually said Jacko's voodoo curses. Now, what situation would justify a New York Post and a Vanity Fair and other white media publications making such claims and labeling our brother as that, the king of pop, the god of music, archangel of music. This is the work of a serpent. God, today. Are you all paying attention to what I'm trying to show you today? You don't get to act like you're some kind of a legitimate publication and you label Michael Jackson. Your piece is called Jacko's Voodoo. Family, this is evidence that they had an agenda. They were pushing an agenda. And so when they went in for the kill, so to speak, they could get away with it because you joined in and you called him a pedophile too, some of you. And shame on some of you. The rule always is, who told you that? We are at war. And your open enemy getting you to say such things and labeling them, that means that they are targeted for destruction and you helped it. Before there's an actual assassination attempt, there's always first a character assassination attempt. And the way they're is when they get your melanin funny looking, shucking and jiving, samboing butt to say the same thing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now let's talk a little bit more about David Geffen. Don't forget, I'm connecting the dots with something that Kanye said about how white media helps to destroy what? Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Pastor said this is deep. Yes, beloved, it is. Natural Latura says that's, our parents said you don't fight with family outside. I know that's right. That's exactly right, beloved. Watch this. Family, what legitimate news organization will go on to say stuff like they were paid 6 figures for a ritual cleansing using sheep's blood, slaughtered 42 cows. Some of the cash was paid to a go-between, a mysterious woman named Samia. Dear family, let me tell you all something. When the white supremacists wrote this piece, this hit piece, do you know that when they were in the editorial board, when they were in the room where they were making the decision before this went to print, don't you all know that they were laughing their tails off? Don't you know they were screaming to high heaven because they knew that they were engaged in a form of warfare that would be most effective, because you read this kind of stuff, you see this kind of stuff, and more importantly, you start to repeat that kind of stuff? When you even look at the term media, the word media, when you look at the etymology and the origins of the word media, you find its connection to the word medium. In fact, you call a person that speaks for the dead, that stands as a middle person that speaks for spirits, speaks to the living from the dead, you actually call that person a medium. Is that right? But the media also means an agency or a means of doing something. This is the reason why they call it a lot of time a war of words. And this is also the reason why they are intimidated and why they fight against black media. Because we're actually putting up a defense of truth, which is a weapon against falsehood. In fact, in the Holy Quran, it says that we hurl truth at falsehood until we knock out its brains. And even your Bible says that the belt of truth is a weapon. It's a defense, actually. It's a part of your armor, I should say. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. My name is Vicki Dillard. I'm typically here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. As you come in, please come in liking, sharing, subscribing. Are you hearing me today? We're talking about comments that Kanye just made today about the fact that white media is the one that took down these black men. And some of you bones and biscuits and bootlicks are going to be quick to say Kanye is just talking crazy. And you know darn well he's exactly right about this. And because they have helped to paint Kanye as a nut in the same way they helped to paint Michael Jackson as a nut, you won't even listen to the veracity of what he's saying, the truth of what he's saying. You just gonna keep talking about how he's a nut. No, baby. And to the degree he is a nut, it's the white supremacist fault. Minister Farrakhan said some years ago in some lecture I heard, and I'm paraphrasing what he said. It's not his exact quote, but his point is that when you subject us to injustice for a period, for like America has done, when you subject a people to injustice, you cause there to be an imbalance of the mind. We were not made to live in injustice. When we're subjected to these seen and unseen assaults, it will make you crazy. It will take you and put you out of your mind. So let's say he's crazy. Fine. Guess what? You did it. And in the same way, Saddam Hussein, you said was a bastard. He was America's bastard. Well, Kanye is ours. And we get to say so. We get to fix. Let us decide if we're going to fix. Let us pick and choose what we're going to do. But we're not going to allow our open enemy to get away unscathed. And we're not going to show a greater anger and show backlash and disgust for Kanye in a way that most of you all never would show to your open enemy. Kelly, don't miss the point. And anybody like Kelly, to my Kim, don't miss the point. This is a space for intelligent black people. Spiritually intelligent black people. If you're following what I'm saying, I'm trying to show you, they showed you guys pictures of Michael Jackson, for example, holding his little child. Michael Jackson was holding the child close, but that probably wasn't the best decision. So when the cameras was all on and they was taking pictures of his child, they made it look like that Michael Jackson, was trying to basically throw his own child over the banister. They shape things, they mix things to make somebody look like an idiot. And then when the man turns up dead, and then later on, finding out that there's actual evidence that he may have actually been killed, some believe. I said some believe. Credible allegations. Then you all want to say, oh, wow. No, I don't want that. That's not intelligent. People that are truly intelligent, you have the information up front so that you can make the decisions early. You don't have an afterthought and miss the point. I'm trying to make you a mature and intelligent people, a discerning people that can see something at a distance, that you can have both insight, the inner workings of a thing, knowledge of the inner workings of a thing, and foresight, knowing some stuff in advance that informs your decision. Now, don't forget this David Geffen with his funny looking self. Again, shout out to our dear brother, Dr. Wesley, who was one of the first ones last year sometime to expose this serpent. This fellow, who I told you is in the music industry and the film industry, and that's worth about allegedly $9 billion. Are y'all hearing me today? Now listen, Michael Jackson is also on record, and I won't say what Michael Jackson actually said, but Michael Jackson, according to a couple of reports, said that his career was being assaulted by what he called a G Mafia. I'm going to call it a G Mafia. In other words, Michael Jackson specifically said that members of the LGBTQ community were the ones responsible for taking down his career. Don't blame Vicki for saying it. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm telling you what Michael Jackson said. according to, and I want to show you this picture. While I'm doing that, family, keep giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing on the count of 3. For those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. For those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I want to show you this picture today before I show you this other picture. Uh-oh. Can you all see that? That's David Geffen. And that's Michael Jackson. It's hard to see it because their face is kind of whited out and this light right here is just throwing it off. But anyway, that's a picture of David Geffen there and Michael Jackson from many, many years ago, right? Watch this. Those of you all that have watched me long enough, you know I did this breakdown last year. Watch this. David Geffen was considered to be what they call the operator and Hollywood's godfather. That's how he was labeled, as Hollywood's godfather. Nancy King said, yes, you did, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Last year I did a show on that. And again, shout out to our brother, Dr. Wesley. That was definitely an inspiration. I gave all kinds of receipts and explanations and references, even from his show. That was an excellent supplement. Watch this. That's what his biographer, one of the biographers, called him, the operator, right? And one of the things that was said about him is that how David Geffen would sit in darkness, in the dark. And he would just sit in the dark, quiet, controlling and manipulating stuff. They said that's how he moved. They said that that's how he operates. But this David Geffen family also gave millions of dollars to Bill Clinton. See, this story has a lot of moving parts. This David Geffen gave all kinds of money to Bill Clinton. Millions of dollars, right? Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Would you? Don't forget my mastermind today, clubvicki.com, for $1 for the first 30 days, clubvicki.com. He was buddies with Bill Clinton. Now watch this. In this LA Times article, y'all know I'm gonna have the receipts for you. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? In this LA Times article, it says Geffen on Obama. I just told you, remember, he was real close friends with Bill Clinton. I'm going to give you a little more information on Bill Clinton in just a moment. But this article from the LA Times that was written November 5th, 2008. It says David Geffen is no dummy. That's how I started the thing. I'm going to skip down because I don't have time to read all the unnecessary stuff. Second paragraph, it says, when historians start looking for points in the trajectory of Obama's campaign for the presidency, they will inevitably turn to February 21st, 2007, the day that the New York Times Maureen Dowd ran a column where Geffen blasted then Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton. David Geffen publicly blasted, excuse me. Here's his picture in the LA Times that they use with his funny looking self. It says, again, When you look at the trajectory of the Obama campaign for presidency, they will inevitably turn to February 21st, 2007, the day that the New York Times' Maureen Dowd ran a column where Geffen blasted then Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton. He didn't just say he disliked Hillary, he dismissed her as the easiest candidate to beat. He called Hillary overproduced and overscripted. It's not a very big thing to say, I made a mistake on the war, and the typical of Hillary Clinton that she can't. Geffen added that after 8 years of George W. Bush's president, he talked about how I don't think that another incredibly polarizing figure, no matter how smart she is and no matter how ambitious she is, and God knows, is there anybody more ambitious than Hillary Clinton, can bring the country together. Geffen's indictment of Clinton caused a firestorm. It's easy to forget that back in the winter of 2007, Hillary wasn't just a front runner. She was considered inevitable. Are y'all listening? This LA Times piece, this receipt, this reference that I'm reading to you, it says that Geffen broke the spell. It says, having soured on the Clintons after raising huge sums of money for Bill. Did y'all see that? I'm going to say it again. After having soured on the Clintons, after raising huge sums of money for Bill and sleeping in the Lincoln bedroom twice, Geffen found himself enamored of Obama from the first time he saw him on TV, giving a speech at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. I thought he was a remarkable guy, Geffen told me today, after I heard him give that speech. Listen! And like Dr. Wesley reminded us, some of you all may not have known this, but Minister Farrakhan years ago said that Obama was selected before he was elected. He said that Obama was selected before he was elected. Listen. I'm going somewhere with Kanye's statement about how white media destroyed Michael Jackson. Y'all play too much. Don't play with me today. Don't play with me today. Don't let them trick you and focus on the fact that today, let me say this as a side note. Right after I decided to do this show today, publications came out and said how Kanye posted him peeing on one of the Grammys he got. And folks are once again using that to show that Kanye is a nut. Let me tell you something. Again, to the degree that Kanye is a nut, he's a nut because y'all made him a nut. But to me, it makes sense with the Grammys. Anything that has to do with white supremacy, anything that has to do with the music industry that weaponizes music against black folks, that exploits black people, it makes sense to me that he would urinate on a Grammy. Somebody talk black to me, baby. That ain't crazy for black folk. That makes sense to us. White exploitation, when we do such a huge sign like that, to say, I don't care nothing about that. No, baby, that's actually a sign that he's all right. Somebody talk black to me. That just came out today, too. Don't let them throw y'all. We keeping our eyes squarely on that white supremacist. Listen, this is heavy. I don't know if the moderator can share this link or not, even though I know one of the moderators are having a hard time with the broadcast. Watch this. So let's see if we can put the link in the chat, because I want you all to see it. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing while I try to put this in there myself. Can you all see that link that I'm putting in there? I want you to copy the link and read it later on. These are receipts, family. Like somebody said earlier today, y'all always say, Vicki, your podcasts are always so deep. Yes, I like you to have references though. So hopefully you'll be able to see that soon. Now listen. Listen to what it says again. It says Geffen broke the spell about Hillary Clinton being inevitable to win and all this kind of stuff, right? For the presidency at the time. It says having soured on the Clintons, that is David Geffen, got into it with the Clintons. They were no longer buddies anymore. After raising huge sums of money for Bill and sleeping in the Lincoln bedroom twice. So he's been to the Bill Clinton's, when Clinton was in office, he's been to the White House, beloved, a couple times and raised huge sums of money. So what happened? Y'all listen. Kanye, thank you for providing this opportunity for us to discuss and expose the hidden hand of our open enemies. The link is in the chat. It says, from LA Times, Geffen said he found himself enamored of Obama for the first time. He saw him on TV giving a speech at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. Quote, I thought he was a remarkable guy, Geffen told me today. After I heard him give that speech, I called him up and said, quote, you're going to run for president and I'm going to support you, Geffen says. Geffen says Obama laughed and said he was very flattered, but that he wasn't running. Cut to 2 years later, he called me one day and said with a laugh, David, I guess you're right. I am running for president and I'd like your support. And of course I said, you have it. Y'all play too much. This fellow told a wet behind the ears Barack Hussein Obama in 2004 that he was going to run. Let me tell you something. You may be saying, well, wait, I thought you just said, Vicki, I thought you just read where it was reported that he gave huge sums of money to the Clintons. They were buddies. He slept in Clinton's White House on a couple of occasions, right? Listen, I'm going to skip down. Do you all remember during Bill Clinton's presidency, a little thing called Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Do you all remember? Remember, I did a whole show on this last year, but I'm refreshing our memory of this since Kanye brought it up. And again, shout out to our dear brother, Dr. Wesley. Listen. Do you all remember that? Don't ask, don't tell. Well, after you just saw that the article said that he soured on the Clintons, he raised millions of dollars, were very good friends, stayed in the White House on a couple of occasions. What happened? Well, it has been credibly alleged and shown that he wanted Bill Clinton to enact and to push legislation, ensure legislation where gays could come out freely in the military. Bill Clinton instead settled for don't ask, don't tell, where you would be gay in the military, but you just couldn't tell. And if you're gay in the, and if you are, even if you aren't gay, or if you are gay, you're not supposed to ask if someone was gay. He was upset, David Geffen, with Bill Clinton, when Bill Clinton didn't just do an all-out push for legislation where gays could just come out. He was mad that he settled for the don't ask, don't tell. Are y'all hearing me? And again, just like it was alleged with the Michael Jackson situation, where because Michael Jackson rebuffed his sexual advancement, because Michael Jackson wasn't into men. Michael Jackson loved him some women. He began to plot against him, and they say he can be petty, and they say he works behind the scenes. So when he saw the best way for him to get at the Clintons is when he saw that Hillary Clinton was running for office against Barack, running for office, he decided that he was going to put up the resources and the wherewithal to defeat her aspirations for the presidency. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, family, at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I'm going to try to hurry up and get finished with this. If you're having problems with your screen, don't keep saying it, family. Just clear out your screen. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I'm sorry. I don't want to be distracted with people keep talking about that. Let's just, if it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to try to work it out at some point, but there's nothing we can do. Now listen. Now listen. Watch this. This man has deep pockets and deep connections to the White House and numerous presidents. For sure, the Clintons and Obama, right? You see, he told Obama way in advance that he was going to be president. Y'all better pay attention to how the serpent acts, members of the dominant society, who they are. And you can imagine what made Obama decide that he was going to run for presidency 2 years later. Can you imagine the pressure and the influence and the phone calls that were made to put him up to doing it so that he could get back at the Clintons because they didn't give him an all-out law where the gays could just come all the way out in the military? He was mad at Bill Clinton because he settled for don't ask, don't tell. How it was found out later, we learned later, not even, it wasn't even nothing hidden. But we know now what? That David Geffen was Obama's #1 or one of his top campaign contributors. Is that right, family? And what we also know is that Obama did for gays what no other president has ever done. Not for black folk, not for reparations, not for foundational black Americans, not for descendants of American slaves. But Obama did for the LGBTQ community. And his biggest backer and the man who told him, he didn't ask him. He called him up and told him he was going to run. And he said, I'm going to back you. Because he has connection with media. He has connection with politicians, with the White House, with government. And he was well connected to the apparatus that could cause Obama to be successful. Do you all remember this Newsweek cover? Do you all remember this Newsweek cover? That Newsweek cover, y'all remember that? That has that gay halo, the symbol for the LGBTQ community, the rainbow, around Obama's head, and that Newsweek cover says, what does it say? What did they say to Obama when he got that gay legislation passed? It says the first gay president. Y'all see it? Y'all remember that? David Geffen controlled the president of the United States. Y'all remember that? Watch this. Because David Geffen was said, he was best friends with Michael Jackson. I'm going back to Mike now. Because remember, we're dealing with the comments. We're proving Kanye right. We are proving Kanye right when he said white media took him down. I just showed you how David Geffen used white media to take down Michael Jackson. I showed you how he also used white media and the apparatus in other areas as well, including to help Obama. Listen, Thank you, TMJ, for your kind words. Listen, David Geffen, back to Michael Jackson. Is said to have talked Michael Jackson into cutting his ties with his former manager. They said that the management that Michael Jackson worked with all those years that made Michael Jackson a superstar, truly the archangel of music. They said it was David Geffen that talked him into firing his manager, the manager that he had all those years, and to let his friend, Sandy Galen, become his new manager. That was a buddy and a friend of David Geffen. So he talked Michael Jackson into firing his management company, and to go with his friend Sandy Galen. Sandy Galen family is the one that allegedly, credibly alleged, had that party with them little boys. Sandy Galen is one that had that little party where David Geffen tried to hit on Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson rebuffed him. Y'all listening? After Michael Jackson rebuffed his sexual advances, allegedly, credibly alleged, credible allegations. It was after that, in about 1993, where the first fraudulent charges of child molestation accusations were publicized. Did you all hear me? That's exactly right, J-Rock. That's where I'm going. Are you all connecting the dots here? 1993, after Michael Jackson rebuffed him. So what was the two major things that the media tried to paint Michael Jackson as? They tried to paint him as what? A child molester, right? And a homosexual. All of the things that they were or allegedly were and are. Allegedly. Those are the things that they accuse Michael Jackson of. And once again, some of our own people call Michael Jackson some of those very names because white media said it and they painted him like he was a nut. Family, don't forget, by the way, keep liking, sharing, like, share. Give me a few more minutes. Don't forget that we have a store at shopfnq.com. So if you want to get all kinds of apparel, go to shopfnq.com, as well as our business school. If you want to learn how to start a Black business from Black people that's actually doing it at a reasonable rate, go to flynubianbusiness.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Listen. After that, Michael Jackson had a song called They Don't Care About Us. Do y'all remember that? After that, they did a song Michael Jackson had a song called They Don't Care About Us, right? Controversy started. They called Michael Jackson anti-Semite. Michael Jackson's best friend, David Geffen, is a Jew. Michael Jackson was best friends with him. Michael Jackson was loved amongst Jews. But the moment he hurt this little petty, little moisturized outdoor piece of vermin's feelings, and because Michael Jackson rejected his sexual advances, allegedly. Y'all know we always gonna keep it safe around here. Credibly alleged. That's when these allegations, that's when these publications, fraudulent and false publications, were made about our brother. Watch this. They don't care about us. What did they say about that song, family? They tried to say that Michael Jackson was an anti-Semite. Somebody please send Nick Cannon this link. Nick needs to understand that this has been a long game and trick that's been played on the Black community for a long time. Michael Jackson, as our brother Dr. Wesley was even saying, is the least likely person that would ever hate on any other group or people. These were his best friends. So how dare them try to flip it and act like there's some kind of way he was an enemy to a people that he loved and respected and was best friends with. Watch this. They said that that song, They Don't Care About Us, was a part of the History album. How many of y'all remember that? At the time, that album was secret. But that particular song was leaked, even though all of the Jewish people and all of Michael Jackson's friends heard it at the time and they all loved it. But a piece of that album, even though it was closely held, private, they leaked it to the media. I love you back, blessed tone. I love you back. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It was leaked, it says, or it's believed, to David Geffen, David Geffen's pal, Bernard. I believe he was of the New York Times, was it? And that's when they first started to label our brother those ugly names, even though everybody in the music industry, the music heads heard the song, they all loved it. But David Geffen's petty tale, based on credible allegations, ended up having his people leak it in the media and start to label Michael Jackson also as anti-Semitic. Y'all remember that? Michael Jackson is believed not to have died, but to have been murdered, killed in 2009. There are circles, intelligent circles in Black society that believe that Michael Jackson did not simply die, but that he was murdered. And I'm going to end it on this last important piece to justify something important. That's right, Mark Jones. That's right, Mark Jones. That's exactly right. But the song was already heard by all the executives and they loved the song. But they used it as an opportunity to turn it against him when they leaked it because the song was privately guarded. And again, don't forget, Michael Jackson was said to have had an enemies list of 25 people, and the top two on the list was David Geffen and Michael Spielberg. How many of you all remember after Michael Jackson died or was murdered, I believe Black people, there is no reason for us not to believe that that is exactly what happened, or that it's possible that it happened, that he was murdered, because we are behind enemy lines in white supremacist America. Well, how many of you all remember who this man is? When you answer this question, on the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button for those of you that have it. If you're watching us on one of our YouTube channels, if you're watching us on one of our other channels, networks where our show is re-aired, please like and follow on the count of 3. Watch this. That's right, Dual. Whitney and Prince too. Whitney and Prince too. I could do another show on Whitney and Prince and Michael Jackson as well. And the insurance, once again, shout out to my Dr. Wesley, and the insurance that they got on these stars. Y'all talk Black to me. The insurance policies that were connected to them and what took place. That would be a part 2. That'll be a part 2. Somebody say, we say these are credible allegations. How many times have you guys heard me also call for a Black intelligence agency along with other folk that have been calling for that? We know how to connect dots. In fact, Black folks have the advantage. We have a cosmological advantage, a metaphysical, a spiritual advantage. Somebody talk Black to me. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. Back to my point here so I can get done at a reasonable time because I got to go. How many of you all remember, and this is our brother, This is our brother. How many of you all remember who this is? It's been so many years ago, you may have forgotten his trial. Here we go. Let me turn it this way so you can see it. Who is this, family? Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. I'm trying. Give me just a second. It's pulling up. I'm trying to get it to stretch so you can see it because the computer wouldn't. Okay, there we go. Who is the black fella here? Do you all remember who this brother is here? Who is this brother right here, family? Do you all remember who this black brother is right here? That's right. Shawnee. Woo, y'all so intelligent. Shawnee. Did y'all see what Shawnee said in the chat? That's Michael Jackson's doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray. Somebody talk black to me. Why am I mentioning Dr. Conrad? I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to pull up the actual. Watch this. I want to pull up the article on Dr. Conrad. Here it is. On the count of three, family, please hit that thumbs up button. On the count of three, I just lost my link. On the count of three, please hit that thumbs up button while I pull this up, dear family. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Here we go. This is an article from November 6, 2011. Y'all know I'm gonna give you the receipts now. Do you all see the title of that news article? You see that funny looking fella sitting there with that blue jacket on? I'll tell you who that is in a minute. Do you all see that title? Y'all might have forgotten. Dr. Conrad, I'm so glad y'all remember Dr. Conrad Murray, right? Michael Jackson's attorney. You all know that they tried to blame him for the murder of Michael Jackson, right? Do y'all remember that? This is an actual CNN piece. This is an actual CNN piece that I'm reading from. Shout out to you, Kim, for your gift. He was the fall guy. That's exactly right, Kim. Dr. Conrad, the black man, was the fall guy. We got to understand how this thing works, dear family. Even CNN said this at the time. Arnold Klein, that's the white man that you saw, that scary looking white man. He said Arnold Klein said he personally tried several times to prevent other doctors from administering propofol. That's propofol, propofol. It says that he tried to prevent other doctors from administering propofol to Jackson for sleep. Conrad Murray's lawyers, because Conrad Murray was a defendant. Conrad Murray is the fall guy, exactly, my sis Kim, that they tried to blame for the death of Michael Jackson. Conrad Murray's lawyers let me read this over again. Arnold Klein said he personally tried several times to prevent other doctors from administering propofol to Jackson for sleep. That's the white man. There's no reason for nobody to believe him just off of how he looked. This right here looks like a lie, don't it? This right here looks like a lie. Just off of viewing, it looked like a lie. Listen. And by the way, that white man is a dermatologist. He's a Hollywood dermatologist. Y'all watch this. Conrad Murray's lawyers that he addicted Jackson to Demerol in the months before his death. So Conrad Murray, the black man, his lawyers said that the white man, Arnold Klein, the dermatologist, addicted Michael Jackson to Demerol in the months before his death, saying he used only low doses of the painkiller while repairing Jackson's collapsed nose and jawline. So for those of you that don't know, because of Michael Jackson's previous injury, he was still in pain. The black doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, let me rewind a little bit. The prosecution, white supremacist America, let's just keep it real. They're blaming the black man, Dr. Conrad. They're saying that because he administered propofol, that's what caused the death of Michael Jackson, because he gave Michael Jackson propofol, I think the same day of, or pretty close to the same day that Michael Jackson passed away. But Dr. Conrad Murray, the black doctor's defense was that Dr. Arnold Klein, the white man, addicted Michael Jackson to Demerol. But watch this. The black doctor, Dr. Conrad, did not know that the white doctor was sneaking, giving Michael Jackson so much Demerol. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody say, I believe black men. In this white supremacist war, you make your decision, black family, who you gonna believe. Guess what the kicker is in this? Before I tell you the kicker, don't forget, clubvicky.com, our weekly mastermind, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, where I'm dropping spiritual jewels every week, and you have direct access to me to answer, to ask questions, and I answer your questions in a private VIP session at clubvicky.com. Also, at the beginning of October, I'm getting ready to do my course on angels part 2. It's going to be out of this world also. It's called Angels Unleashed. So stay tuned for that. If you're a person that's looking for more purpose and power, it is for you. Shout out to you, Diana, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. All of you that have been gifting, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. This is a space for intelligent black people. So you guys are excited about Rachel Maddow when she gives you details, or Joy Reid or somebody like that. But you need to ask them, what about this? I'm the one that helps to connect the dots between who Meghan McCain is and her war criminal daddy, who is anti-black. John McCain. I'm the one that helps to connect the dots with what's going on in these high places. Dick Cheney, the former vice president with Bush, that helped to get us in this war, and that's also a credibly alleged war criminal. His daughter is now in Congress. What's going on? I showed you how Attorney General Barr, who's breaking the law and is as a bigger criminal as Donald Trump is, he also worked in Bush 1's administration. Y'all play too much. Don't play with me. You better ask CNN and ABC and NBC and Fox News and them why they not giving you this information. Real news you can use. Now, Joy Reid not going to give you this information. Let me just give y'all a quick side note. I don't play about what I'm telling you. I'm not here just to do a little bit of content. I'm here to truly make you intelligent and not just to give you some stuff. No, my success cannot be quantified in just my viewership, beloved, and not just how many people watch me on YouTube, but my show is aired, thank God, on several other platforms. I'm also a contributor on another large platform with over 1 million viewers, and I got other things going on as well. Thank God. I'm honored that our brother is having me in his movie, Buck Breaking. I'm thankful, thank God, for the opportunity to increase my voice print and my footprint around the world. But I'm here on a mission. Joy Reid is not going to give you this information, maybe because she know her homegirl, Mika Brzezinski. Who's Mika Brzezinski? I'm just doing a side note before I go. Who is Mika Brzezinski, y'all? Who is Mika Brzezinski? I'm going to wait because I know my computer, it takes a minute when I'm asking a question before I can see comments. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Who's Mika Brzezinski, y'all? This is Mika Brzezinski, Morning Joe co-host. Somebody just said they have no idea. In the same way I broke down to you who Meghan McCain was and how they used her as a mouthpiece to cover for the war criminals, that is her father, John McCain, and some other shady stuff that is alleged to believe that it went down in Vietnam, and the reason why John McCain, who was a soldier, why he became a congressman in the first place, and how veterans say that it was John McCain, the senator, that helped to obstruct information from being released as a senator because he sat on some powerful committees, and how Meghan McCain is there as the mouthpiece to reshape these killers into something that they're not. I broke down to you what Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter, who's in Congress right now, is doing, and now she's trying to connect herself to some powerful committees right now. What is she covering up for? Attorney A.G. Barr, who I broke down before, worked with other George Bush administrations and stuff. I broke down to you how Brett Kavanaugh, behind the scenes, George Bush too is the one that helped to talk Susan Collins into voting for Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh was connected to the legal team that was covering up the torture that America was doing under the Bush administration. Well, Mika Brzezinski has a father. God, today. I don't play with these Karens. See, Joy Reid don't mind this about her homegirl and her colleague. Mika Brzezinski. Y'all didn't know this because y'all, oh, she's so affable with a little blonde hair sitting there with Joe and Joe talking over and talking crazy and making it pretend like she's smart and she's really not. This is Mika Brzezinski on Morning Joe. Mika Brzezinski has a father. Mika Brzezinski's daddy is Zbigniew Brzezinski. Y'all play too much. Don't play with me. He passed away not too long ago. That's her daddy. Mika Brzezinski's got a daddy. Mika Brzezinski has a daddy. Shout out to you, Eric, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. He said, you go, Pastor Vicki, you preach. Y'all call me all kind of stuff. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. For those of you that don't know, he was a former national security advisor. He's a Polish-American diplomat and a political scientist. He served as counselor to President Lyndon B. Johnson from 1966 to 1968, and he was President Jimmy Carter's national security advisor from 1977 to, 1981. Watch this. Watch this. He is on record. I should probably just read you the direct quote. Let me just read you the direct quote. While I'm doing that, family, on the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It's coming up right now. Mika Brzezinski's daddy that had that worked in government administrations, Lyndon Johnson and Jimmy Carter that I just told you about, national security advisor for the latter. Watch this. This is a quote from him. To put it bluntly, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. I said that's Mika Brzezinski's daddy. Y'all talking about some deep state. Deep state is on MSNBC's Morning Joe. Deep state is on The View, Meghan McCain. Deep state is Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter that's in Congress right now, and that's sneaking up on these little committees. Is she there so she can cover up for her daddy's crimes and stuff? Deep state is Attorney General Barr. Used to work for Bush 1. Now he's there, and is he there covering up the crimes for the Bushes? And is that the reason why he's doing whatever Trump wants him to do so that he can fulfill whatever it is that he needs to fulfill from previous administrations? For those of you that's West wanting to know what was the context of her daddy, the former national security advisor. The context is, quote, when he started it by saying this: for the first time in human history, almost all of humanity is politically activated, politically conscious, and politically interactive. So her daddy was speaking on the fact that in human history, almost everybody is politically activated or conscious or politically interactive. It says the resulting global political activism is generating a surge in the quest for personal dignity, cultural respect, and economic opportunity in a world painfully scarred by memories of centuries-long alien, colonial, or imperial domination. He continues. That awakening is socially massive and politically radicalizing. The nearly universal access to radio, television, and increasing the internet. Y'all better listen. Do you understand how they use? See, this is really connected to what I'm talking about and what Kanye is saying about how white media is used to take down powerful black men. This is really proving the point, because Mika Brzezinski's daddy, who worked for 2 presidents and was a national security advisor in one, is talking about that the awakening is socially massive and politically radicalizing. He says the nearly universal access to radio, television, and increasingly the internet is creating a community of shared perceptions and envy that can be galvanized and channeled by demagogic, political and or religious passions. These energies transcend sovereign borders, as well as to the existing global hierarchy, on top of which America still perches. So he's talking about global influence and the average person having access to information and being politically active or interactive and conscious. And that's when he made the statement. He said much more in between, but he says that the major world powers, new and old, also face a novel reality. While the lethality of their military might is greater than ever. This is Mika Brzezinski's daddy. He says that while their military might is greater than ever, their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historic low. Mika Brzezinski's daddy said that their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historic low. After he said that is when he said, to put it bluntly, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. That's Mika Brzezinski's daddy. That's him acknowledging the power of media and the threat that it is. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And let me just end this with the David Geffen. Dr. Conrad, the black doctor that was Michael Jackson's, he did not know that let me pull up this scary looking dermatologist. He did not know that Arnold Klein, the white doctor, he alleged, addicted Michael Jackson to Demerol months before his death, saying he used only low doses of the painkiller while repairing Michael Jackson's collapsed nose and jawline. Watch this. The kicker is that Klein, the white doctor dermatologist, by the way, he died a few years ago. He was pals with David Geffen. And Michael Jackson's trial was held in LA, Hollywood, where it said is Geffen land, where David Geffen controls. Do y'all hear me? Not only that, your wicked legal system. See, if you're going to accuse somebody of murder, like they did this black doctor, you better give them access to all of their discovery. And you better allow them to bring on whatever witnesses they choose, especially if it's a witness that's germane to the case. But guess what? This intelligent black doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, his defense team tried to call Arnold Klein, Dr. Arnold Klein, to the stand. The judge denied the defense from calling Dr. Arnold Klein, the white doctor, to the stand. What was he hiding? And again, for those of you that don't understand how judges work, shout out to you, Miss N. Exactly, the breakdown of Kanye started after the song. But anyway, listen. Listen, confirmation. Thank you. His song Black Skinhead came out. Listen to the song. Listen. The judge would not allow the white judge Klein to testify. I don't need to look any further than my own case to know how corrupt judges are. Because when I went through my trial, that was couple of weeks long, with my lily white jury, the judge to this day refused to give me all of my discovery. I said to this day, I don't have all of my discovery. The judge denied it. And the prosecution knew exactly how we intended to use it. The judges cover for attorneys that they are friendly with, including your public pretenders. I bear witness. I lie not. I have receipts. And so because this trial was in LA, this judge is in Geffen land, and you understand how things are controlled. Are y'all hearing me today? Fast forward to okra and kale, and I'm done. I got to go. My class starts in a few minutes. I've shown you this picture before because I did a show on this last year. And again, I told you before that I was inspired by our dear brother, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, his receipts and breakdown of this, because he was one of the first ones to expose the operator, as he's called, and this mafia leader, as he's also known by in Hollywood. Listen. So when you see this picture, which you all have seen me, I've showed you this before. And in fact, David Geffen had this on his Instagram page. David Geffen, right there, Oprah and Gayle. Why is this picture important? Because I told you before, and you all already knew this because this was all in the media, that Oprah was there on his mega yacht celebrating her 65th birthday, right? And so because so many people were tripping and wanting to know why would Oprah, even in Michael Jackson's death, further try to assassinate this black man. He can't even rest in peace. Why would Oprah come back and use once again a dead black man in the same way that Gayle King used a dead black man, Kobe Bryant, and we gave her this work? These black mammies that use dead black men to come up on, to get a bag, or to help white people or white networks. That's the reason why I give Oprah and Gayle that. Anyway, quickly. You see David Geffen celebrating Oprah's 65th birthday along with Gayle. They were watching on the yacht leaving Neverland. That's the reason why Oprah did that post leaving Neverland interview that tried to further destroy and desecrate and defecate on the name of Michael Jackson, even in death. You want to understand that's another reason why I can't stand them? And they did it all for white zaddy. That's what gets me. So now Oprah is trying to blacken it up over the last few months because we've been just exposing her. And Gayle was devastated when we gave her this work for disrespecting, watch this, Kobe Bryant. But guess who? Oprah also invoked the name of Bill Cosby. And what did Gayle do, family? What hit job? Who did Gayle King do a hit job on? Don't forget there are 3 black men who Kanye said the white media took down. Gayle King got an $11 million contract with the network. Not only Kobe. No, who did Gayle do that back-to-back series on? Of the three names, I'm showing you, I'm connecting the dots. Of the three names, that's right, R. Kelly, because the ratings went through the roof. And Gayle King, in another interview, tacitly acknowledged that her increase had to do with those ratings interrelated to the R. Kelly interviews and other interviews that she did, but specifically that one was included in it. All the white pedophiles that exist in the world, and they are the large majority. The only documentaries, well-known documentaries, that you all know about have to do with three black men. And in every single one of their cases, there's something suspicious. I gotta go. I said all that to say that our brother Kanye West ain't wrong. And in some ways, even as Kanye admitted, they're trying to make him look like a wacko. You know, they was calling Michael Jackson wacko jacko and stuff. They're doing similar stuff to our brother Kanye. Whatever issues that we have with them, we'll rebuke them in the black community, but don't you be high-fiving your open enemy while they're disrespecting black men. And you better always pay attention to the macro agenda. Black masculine men are always and has always been one of the greatest threats to white supremacy, because why? They're the ones that are responsible for protecting and providing for the black woman, the black family, and black society. And so if the black man is supposed to be our first line of defense, necessarily they're the first target of white supremacy. I love you all. Thumbs up, like, share. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry so many of you had problems, but I had to keep going because so many other ones said that they could still see me. We're going to still see what we can do in terms of the device that we're using. We keep checking out our own internet service and everything seems to be fine. So we know that there's always an agenda and a lot of times that's going on with these different factions. Let's just say that. But I thank you all for your patience, and maybe you can watch the replay and hopefully that'll clear some things out in the meantime. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard Family. FlyNubianBusiness.com is where you can sign up to start your own business, and go to shopfnq.com. Thank you so much. I hope to see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people like you. Mwah.